Post-80s lament hard life, Shenzhen street scene shocks netizens. Floods persist across many areas, sudden torrential rain in Beijing. Traffic police encounter a headache. Chinese self-driving taxis dumbfound netizens with their operations. China's popular garbage time of history theory, video satirizes CCP's downfall. Poisonous oil fears in China spark panic buying of home oil presses, fueling online frenzy. Japanese edible oil tanker cleaning details stun internet users. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Post-80s lament hard life, Shenzhen street scene shocks netizens. A video that went viral online shows the square in front of Longhua bus station in Shenzhen crowded with homeless people, including children. Netizens believe that the majority of these individuals have come from rural areas to Shenzhen seeking employment. However, finding work has become exceedingly difficult, and without extra funds for accommodation, they are forced to sleep in the streets while they search for jobs. Some netizens have noted that such scenes were already evident last year and have persisted into this year. A blogger from Anhui province, born in the 1980s and known as Nuolmi, shared a video where she is seen crying out loud on the street, lamenting the hardships of life. Nuolmi, who has a bachelor's degree, has been unemployed for over a year and struggles to find steady work, relying on day-to-day odd jobs for survival. She explains that despite working multiple jobs each day, her earnings are still insufficient to cover her family's expenses. Every day begins with worries about the mortgage and ends with thoughts of the car loan, not to mention the costs of raising children and other household expenses. It feels like living has become unbearable. Why is life so exhausting? Why has life become so difficult? She truly feels she can't keep going like this. Why can't she escape this life of poverty no matter how hard she tries? Surviving in today's society is incredibly difficult. The South China Morning Post recently discussed China's employment issues, highlighting that last year, 14 out of 23 leading companies in sectors like real estate, the internet, automotive, and finance implemented layoffs, while the others reduced employee salaries and benefits. Chinese official statistics are notoriously unreliable and often exaggerated. Nevertheless, the National Bureau of Statistics acknowledges that in the past 3 years, 200 million people have been engaged in gig work, meaning they have no fixed employment and must resort to freelancing, food delivery, live streaming, or driving for ride-sharing services. Wang Guochen, a scholar from Tsinghua Institution for Economic Research, CIER, told the Liberty Times on the 11th that significant layoffs are happening in the service industry, e-commerce platforms, and the financial sector. Many manufacturing sectors, like real estate, which should have collapsed, are being artificially sustained by government funds. This means that the actual number of people affected by hidden unemployment is greater than reported, and the problem is deeper than it appears. As government funds dwindle, these issues will increasingly come to light. Wang Guochen describes the situation in China as economic idling, where companies hesitate to invest, consumers are reluctant to spend, and people avoid investing in financial markets. Additionally, there is a zombification effect, where unproductive real estate firms should fail but do not, and banks continuously inject money into these zombie enterprises, leading to a zombification of the banks as well. With such high unemployment rates, the general populace lacks motivation to produce, making mainland China more and more zombified. CCP high official Wang Qishan once stated that Chinese people could survive on grass for a year. The CCP, holding the weapons, does not concern itself with the people's starvation. However, a recent survey conducted by Peking University's China National Conditions Research Center, RCCC, in collaboration with Martin King White, a sociology professor at Harvard University, is noteworthy. This center, along with White's team, has been continuously surveying Chinese societal attitudes towards inequality. The earlier surveys conducted between 2004 and 2014, and the latest one in 2023, show a significant shift. Initially, most respondents attributed poverty to personal deficiencies such as lack of ability and lack of effort. However, the latest survey indicates a substantial shift in perspective, with unequal opportunities now seen as the primary cause of poverty and unfair economic system ranked third. In contrast, lack of ability and lack of effort have fallen to the 5th and 6th places, respectively. Self-media analyst Tangsher Sanbai Show comments that the change in attitudes reflected in the 2023 survey, compared to the previous one conducted 9 years earlier and following a 3-year pandemic, suggests a subtle but significant transformation in the mindset of the Chinese populace. Floods persist across many areas, sudden torrential rain in Beijing. The widespread flooding plaguing China, multiple regions, including Chongqing, Hebei, Sichuan, and Hubei, were overwhelmed by floodwaters. At approximately 1 p.m. on July 11, Beijing was engulfed by suddenly dark skies and violent winds. The city was battered by strong winds and torrential rain, moving from west to east, leaving several streets in the downtown area submerged. In Beijing's Tongzhou district, a construction worker's cradle attached to a high-rise housing the Bank of Beijing swung precariously in the wind, smashing several windows on the lower levels. A voice in a video exclaims, "The glass just shattered, did you see that? Oh my God. It's going to shatter again, it's going to shatter again," another one. Eyewitnesses felt fortunate that the rain had kept pedestrians off the streets, preventing any injuries or fatalities. Meanwhile, outside the Forbidden City, tourists found themselves without refuge from the rain, leading to congestion at the entrance. Qingda, Hebei, also experienced heavy rainfall, leading to a rapid rise in water levels in several nearby villages and towns. Surveillance footage shows muddy water engulfing cars and sweeping them into a village in Luanping County, leaving the extent of casualties unknown. In Dazhou, Sichuan, days of relentless rain and surging floodwaters pushed the water level above the danger mark, inundating parts of the city and surrounding towns, forcing tens of thousands to flee their homes. A voice in yet another video states that all the shops on Bin Road are underwater. Heavy rains continued to lash parts of Chongqing on July 11. In Yuntai town, the river breached its banks, flooding parts of the town and farmland, prompting a panicked exodus of residents, leaving behind a vast watery expanse. Traffic police encounter a headache. Chinese self-driving taxis dumbfound netizens with their operations. Recently, 2 self-driving taxis caused quite a stir in Wuhan, creating a massive traffic jam. A viral video captured the spectacle, 2 robot axes at a standstill in the middle of an intersection, each blocking a lane, with a long queue of drivers forming behind them. A traffic officer stood helplessly before one of the cars, meanwhile his partner, equally perplexed, simply stared at the taillights of the other. The whole scene was rather comical. Passers-by laughed at the sight, with one man quipping, "2 radishes," and a woman chiming in, "Radish cars." Even after the gridlock somehow resolved itself, the 2 cars refused to yield to each other. "How silly," remarked a bystander. The so-called radish cars above, also known as Apollo Go, is Baidu's self-driving taxi service, already operating in 11 cities across China, including Beijing, Wuhan, Chongqing, Shenzhen, and Shanghai. As of April 19, 2024, it has completed over 6 million rides, with orders and revenue skyrocketing. The Daily Economic News reported that Apollo Go expects to break even in Wuhan by the end of 2024 and turn a profit in 2025. Despite the progress, these incidents highlight the teething problems of China's autonomous driving industry. Some netizens have pointed out that the so-called driverless cars aren't truly autonomous, but simply lack drivers inside the vehicles. Another viral video revealed that the driverless cars are actually being remotely controlled by staff in a control room. This revelation has been met with ridicule, with some calling it a real international joke. Comments on the video range from sarcastic remarks like, "It is indeed artificial intelligence, this is not AI, this is HI, refers to human intelligence, and Apollo Go is like a radish stamp compared to Tesla's FSD autopilot." Some even said, "This country is going from one joke to an even bigger joke." China's popular garbage time of history theory, video satirizes CCP's downfall. Amidst China's persistent economic downturn and growing social unrest, the phrase garbage time of history has become a trending topic on the mainland recently. Financial experts are warning against investing during this perceived garbage time, while some online commentators are using the term to suggest that lying flat is the only way to cope. In early July, the tragic death of a 30-year-old female CICC employee, allegedly due to a drastic pay cut and a plummeting housing market, further fueled this sentiment. An article circulating online argued, in the garbage time of history, management failure is a challenge many will face. An internet article that has gained widespread popularity in China states that garbage time of history is a concept introduced by Austrian economist Ludwig von Mises. It means that from an economic standpoint, when a specific historical period strays from economic principles, individuals are unable to alter its course, and it is destined for failure. This period is defined as garbage time of history. However, others argue that the term originated from basketball, referring to the end of a game when the outcome is already decided, and the losing team's bench warmers get some playing time. Regardless of its origin, garbage time implies an impending sense of doom. For the CCP, which has long relied on economic growth to legitimize its rule, the current economic downturn is particularly ominous. The phrase garbage time of history resonates about the regime's potential demise. On Douyin, a popular short video platform, discussions about historical rebellions during the decline of past dynasties have become increasingly common. Coinciding with the garbage time trend, a video analyzing the 10 signs of dynastic demise has gone viral, even reaching international audiences. The video's list includes conflict between the ruling class and the people, ideological confusion, increased social control, arbitrary taxation, reckless currency printing, the elite's indulgence in luxury, the suffering of the lower classes, a rigid system, military corruption, and attempts to whitewash the truth. Despite focusing on historical dynasties, the practices described closely mirror those seen in the CCP's authoritarian rule. The timing of this trend, just before the CCP's crucial third plenary session, hasn't gone unnoticed by the authorities. State media outlets have launched a coordinated campaign to discredit the garbage time narrative, accusing it of fostering hopelessness and negativity towards China. Some even claim it's more dangerous than the lying flat movement. Prior to this, the CCP had already mandated the propagation of a narrative about China's promising economic future, aggressively curtailing any real discussion of economic conditions by academics and self-media. Observers believe that this act underscores the looming crisis facing the CCP. Poisonous oil fears in China spark panic buying of home oil presses, fueling online frenzy. The poisonous oil incident, triggered by the mixed loading of oil tankers in China, has caused widespread public panic. This was revealed through several videos shared by netizens, highlighting the fear that has led consumers to be reluctant to buy edible oil outdoors, worried they might end up with oil contaminated by the mixed loading process. As a result, consumers throughout the country are urgently purchasing self-operated edible oils, which have suddenly become bestsellers and caused shortages in some supermarkets. Additionally, some consumers are opting to buy home oil presses to produce their own edible oil, a trend that has led to a surge in purchases of these devices on various e-commerce platforms. On July 13, this growing interest was evidenced as the headline "Oil press sales quadruple overnight" hit the top of the hot search lists on China's Baidu and Weibo platforms. Sina Finance reported on the 13th that data shows that between July 5 and July 12, the search interest for oil presses rose 22-fold, and sales increased 4-fold compared to the previous period. Further emphasizing the trend, Time Finance reported that on the Taobao platform, a small home oil press priced around 500 yuan was bought by over 100 people within 24 hours. Another model priced at 750 yuan saw over 500 people add it to their carts within 3 days. A customer service representative from Taobao mentioned that there has been a noticeable increase in inquiries about buying home oil presses recently. The public shock and outrage following the exposure of the oil tanker mixed loading scandal in China continues to resonate. Although the Chinese Communist Party declared that an investigation would be conducted, the truck tracking feature on the Chinese freight platform Faobang was abruptly removed. Meanwhile, Han Fudao, the journalist from the Beijing News who reported on the oil tanker mixed loading issue, has gone missing, and his Weibo and WeChat accounts have been blocked. Japanese edible oil tanker cleaning details stun internet users. Amid the poisonous oil caused a public uproar in China, a video posted by a user on Platform X showed a Japanese company cleaning cooking oil tankers. This video drew considerable attention. The video featured a transportation company located in Osaka, Japan, known for transporting edible liquids such as cooking oil and liquid sugar. This company has been operational for 62 years. During a media interview, the company's president explained that tanker cleaning is the final task in their daily operations. He emphasized that peace of mind and safety are terms we often hear in the food industry, and every day we think about how to make our customers feel more secure. The president also pointed out that inadequate cleaning directly correlates with food quality concerns. He noted that although their company does not produce food, they adhere to rigorous standards because they consider themselves a crucial part of the food production chain. He further stated that the cleaning equipment used for their tankers meets essential water temperature and quality standards, equivalent to those of drinking water, thus ensuring customer confidence. The video demonstrated workers using high-temperature water to thoroughly cleanse the interior of the tankers, resulting in visibly clean and shiny tanker interiors. The video has attracted the admiration of mainland netizens, who have left comments such as, "This exemplifies the pinnacle of dedication in human civilization and sets the highest standard for ethical conduct within the industry." Japanese food safety is widely recognized. Other people said, it would be beneficial for Chinese companies to take note and learn more. Members of the Chinese Communist Party eat specially provided food and show no concern for these issues. To illustrate further, even if the oil tankers in China are actually cleaned, the tap water used for cleaning does not meet the direct drinking standards set by Japan for washing vehicles, so the question of whether they are thoroughly cleaned is moot. Survive until now has not been easy. On July 12, Netizens compiled a detailed list of significant food safety incidents that have occurred since 1999, which have captured widespread attention across society. This list includes several notable events such as the 1999 incident in Zhaoqing, Guangdong Province, where edible oil was adulterated with paraffin, resulting in 681 cases of poisoning, the 2001 incident in Ayuan, Guangdong, where consumption of toxic pork led to poisoning of 484 citizens, the 2002 Changchun incident that involved the manufacturing of counterfeit duck blood using cow and pig blood mixed with chemical raw materials, the 2003 Jinhua DDT ham incident, and the 2004 big-headed babies scandal, which caused deaths and severe malnutrition among infants. In more recent years, additional incidents have come to light, including cases of synthetic honey, Sudan red tainted salted duck eggs, artificially created fresh jujubes, gutter oil, clenbuterol in meat, gelatin yogurt, and cadmium-contaminated rice. A particularly harrowing event was the 2008 Sanlu melamine milk powder scandal, which shocked both China and the international community. At that time, Wen Jiabao, who was then the premier of the Communist Party, personally disclosed that the incident affected 30 million infants. The range of food safety issues mentioned, including toxic, harmful, counterfeit, and adulterated products, covers nearly every type of food that people consume. Mainland netizens commented, after cataloging the food safety incidents of the past 25 years, it's astounding to realize that it has not been easy to survive until now. Foreign media have sarcastically remarked about the Chinese authorities, in a country that can extract soil from the moon and construct aircraft carriers, it is ironic that they cannot ensure the safety of food for their citizens. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.